two champs, or they got other champions to learn.
Honestly, we are probably more likely to see one of those champs in support role, I feel like, than even mid role. So still holding out my hopes for, like Sport Zero.
Look, he has an ability called Lifeform Disintegration Rate. Like, I'm sold, Kobe. Yeah. Like, if I can shout that in a cast one time, I'll die a happy man. With that said, don't know if we're going to get this time. Ahri, as expected, counter picks coming out. Conventionally, Vex, pretty solid option. Lee Sin, they're looking for a strong jungle mid pairing to answer this Ahri.
Yeah, and that's the one that we whittled down to, because we talked about Graves, Viego, Wukong, Lee Sin. That's the last one, so they get the upper end. And again, it was the exact trade we're talking about for the Ahri, so that's your payment. You're actually pretty glad to pay that, I feel like, from PSG's side. They didn't lock in the Vex, but as you were saying, that has been one of the popular counter picks into the Ahri, the other one being Veigar. Zoe is another option. It's not really a counter pick. It's just an answer for your mid lane. And it really just depends on, do you get mid prio? Can you get your Zoe throwing around the bubbles through mid game? If you can control over mid, if you get your wards up to both sides.
And interesting now, I feel like RNG are in a difficult position. It feels like they almost have to pick jungle just because the amount of AD junglers left is not non-existent, but limited. Obviously, we can start to go deeper into things like Nocturne, things like
You don't want Wei on that volley bear either, so...
I mean, Nocturne maybe does come through here. Certainly does offer a lot of pressure. Makes split pushing so easy for a champion like Gwen as well. And I like that they did it here rather than letting two more junglers get banned away in the second phase.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Especially when you have a Gwen, and so you are probably going to have some split push outs later on into the game, having a Nocturne there to supplement it. Gwen's so good at buying time in the side lane. No way there, listen to us. Yeah, you're
Kobe,
laughing
this
at
is
me.
This is
You're
too
laughing
niche.
at me.
This is literally prophetic. It's too niche.
Come on, baby.
Okay. But that...
I was close. You can feel the power.
That was eerie. Because, like... We saw one of those against a Kalista mid. It didn't go super hot for the old LJL representatives. Okay, now the more standard
Vex,
answers.
Though, yes, Vex very much more standard. Of course, with the answers into the dashes, but also I do really love this champ because it does rely on a lot of burst 100% to 0. This is a very wombo combo champion.
Yep.
And when you draft it with a Kalista, it plays right into it. Vex can be one of those mid laners. You only have to roam halfway down to bottom lane to be able to throw out an ultimate. If you've got Kalista down there, you knock up, you get them in one place, so you can guarantee hitting your Vex ultimate, and you can get that reset, and you jump in, you giant fear, huge burst damage. So this is one way to go for a bottom side focus, dragon stackings, try and chain those team fights with your burst damage, and now we start to focus on the supports. Honestly, probably the most important piece of the bottom lane. Let's be honest. Yeah. The supports, especially at this tournament, have been killing it here. So trying to take out some of those answers already. Alistar off the table. The Nautilus, Leona, both still available, as well as we head over to the RNG side.
Yeah, I expect the Leona ban to go away. Nautilus obviously not quite as strong against the Gwen. Ezreal instead going to be the option here. Just taking away some of the safe AD carries so that maybe we can try to push a bigger advantage on the bottom side.
Yeah.
Do get the luxury of last pick, can save that last pick
so
support.
I actually love, like Ashe into Kalista as well. I wonder if Gala's feeling his Ashe.
What?
But as I said before, the Ezreal is Gala's most played. I think that's the way it should be. So it's a target ban there on him as well as taking out the mobile carry.
Kobe, I love you, and I know you have legitimate reasons to see both Ashe and Vel'Koz, but I never want to play bot lane against you ever. All the champions you love are so not fun to play against.
It's very good for the Ashe lane into Kalista. The other one, oh, by the way, if Vex hadn't been picked up, in Champions Queue, saw several players using Vex in bottom lane to counter the Kalista. Literally every hop, every auto that you make is huge punish for the Vex. It's actually a great mage counter pick.
Those
for bottom
powered
lane.
autos hit like a truck too if you can land enough of them. But here comes the Vladimir. This has been the more conventional answer to the Gwen. Downside is to win this lane, usually you're taking Ghost instead of TP, so it's Ghost Ignite. We'll see if Gwen just wants to respond and take a Ghost Ignite of her own. This is a matchup that's been kind of developing and growing over the course of MSI so far. But as expected, last pick support for the side of PSG. Want to make sure they have the most optimal bot lane matchup possible. And for now, we do see the Tristana generally like this. Obviously, Rocket Jump is just a really powerful skill. Input buffering Rocket Jump, still
Nautilus,
very good.
Then. Nautilus, for sure, no-brainer. Especially, I want to emphasize this because thinking about your support picks after you already have double AP solo lanes. Double AP solo lanes has become so common is one of the other reasons why you always see these AD junglers, but it impacts your support. You don't want your support to be affected by tenacity in those cases.
Yep.
And so the difference between Nautilus Leona, even though they're always mentioned in pairing, is that Leona relies on stuns, which are reduced by tenacity, and Nautilus has the knockups regardless.
Yep.
So also, you know, the mini stuns combined with those knockups, but definitely will always be useful, especially with the point and click. And we do get the Renata. This champ is uncharacteristically tanky for a enchanter / range bottom laner. I feel like it's one of the big reasons, but also good into dive. And dive is very, very common right now. So when you've got shorter range Ahri as far as the mages, and then Gwen plus Nocturne coming straight in, Nautilus even, a lot of options for those melees to group up that you can kind of destroy with your ultimate.
And Renata often instantly forces a cleanse to come out from the enemy AD carry, which makes it that much easier if they are able to take double combat summoners on the side of PSG. So something to track, especially the...
I don't want to take notes. I hate it, class. No notes for me.
I'm just saying your bullying narrative is getting stronger when I think about the take notes. It's just high school.
They're like,
it's just, you know.
Don't tell me what to do.
PSG, I feel you. You weren't the cool kids. You know what? I understand. You weren't the jocks. RNG were the jocks. I get you. Get your revenge. I believe. That
All
said,
right. How strongly do you believe? I know there was a close game in the previous stage, and Hanabi is back on Vladimir, so I really have been hypercritical, wanting to watch the individual players on this matchup, because we've actually had Gwen Vladimir's matchups go both ways. So
yeah.
I'm hoping that we get a lot of camera time up towards that to look at the actual mechanics and the mistakes of the players, since it is a matchup that's gone both ways. I feel like it should be pretty heavy favor to Vladimir. But the fact that we have had some Gwens fight their way out of it and get their own advantages does speak to the player differences. So
Certainly.
Especially with Ben, you know, this guy is actually a psycho.
Yeah, Ben is out of control, and we have to remember that last time these teams played, while there was a close game, it was not the last time these teams played. It was incredibly one-sided. About 5K gold lead at 14 minutes. So something to track here is if RNG can just blow open the game with a gold lead like that, and you know that Ben this time around expects the Vladimir matchup. He's not going to get caught off guard by this. They had time to ban away the Vladimir. They opted not to. So see what they're going to do. Important from the last game that they played, it felt like Juhan and Bei had very clear ways to work well with the team. These are the guys that have been the question mark. We know about the strong three-man core of Hanabi, Unified, and Kaiwing. So really keeping an eye on Bei and Juhan to see how they can impact the map, what they can do for the rest of their teammates, how they perform in their matchups. Because it's a Kalista bot lane. And if she starts winning, she's going to keep winning. But if she falls behind, it's going to be a very rough game.
I love the matchup, though. You know, it's so exciting, always watching Tristana and Nautilus into Kalista-type matchups like that, because it's so much for Ming and Gala when you choose you're all-in. You know, the point. You're basically putting your chips on the table, and if you burst them down, you look great. You look like heroes. It's a genius move. Nice all in there, Ming. But if it backfires, then like you're saying, you're in for so much pain so frequently from the bottom lane, especially since you know, either mid lane getting advantage also has an effect on the bottom lane, being able to roam on down there. Both of them very effective roaming mid lane. So early on, Bei trying to get that push and successfully doing so against Xiao.
Yeah, keep our eyes on Juhan as well to see where he wants to roam. Again, expectations for Wei is that he's just going to farm to level 6, maybe a counter gank if necessary, just try to play towards the side of the map that Lee Sin is on, just so he's a bit safer. But Bei, for now, playing this matchup well. I remember when this champion first came out, a lot of people were not very good Vexes. I watched a lot of people just lose matchups that Vex are supposed to win, but obviously a lot more time means a lot more players are comfortable in these matchups, really leveraging the full strength per kit. We have seen in the past some Vexes take Ignite just to really maximize and punish in the matchups that they win, but Bei has opted for the TP.
We got what we asked for.
I was going to say, Kobe, what we witnessed a single trade.
Yeah.
It looked like Hanabi mostly just
No, it's
sustaining.
that was the most regular trade for Gwen, where you want to use your W. When you put up your Shroud and you E towards the edge of it, you get right towards the edge. Here's our first gank, though.
Okay, no level 6s. I don't know why
Really
I ever say
excites.
that. That's going to be the Ghost. Hanabi obviously can pool if he has opted to take it, but he's going to wait as long as possible. As the Crimson Rush for a bit of extra healing. Has not even opted to pull yet. Juhan on the way in.
There's no W
Wei.
on Vin now.
Ooh.
Okay.
Q would have missed anyway, Wei. Outplayed.
I'm going to say, though, chases like that are pretty dangerous for the Gwen. Because you are TP Ignite Gwen, you have no summoner spell to save you. So if you use your W in a chase like that pretty early, then you can definitely fall victim to a flash Lee Sin play. If Lee Sin had been able to land Q on even like a minion, take the Q forward, you know, flash forward, get your E down on him, that could have been an angle for a turnaround, since Vladimir also still had Ignite, but they do walk it out. Nocturne spell shields, trying to zone for them as well, wants to absorb it.
Yep, and immediate boots purchase as well. Trying to make sure, obviously very crucial in a melee versus ranged lane matchup. Both junglers able to walk away. Of course, Wei did try to cancel the back of Juhan. Juhan a little bit ahead of Wei when it comes to jungle tempo at this exact moment, as he's already on the Gromp. See if it amounts to too much as Unified and Kaiwing take control of Vision on the bottom side.
Yep, taking their opportunities off the first push in here. Double wards leading into the river should be able to get Scuttle Crab there for Juhan. Nocturne, of course, rushing for the cooldown boots. So as soon as he gets to level 6, already going to have cooldown on the first ultimate used.
Yep. And frankly, I love it. You know, incredibly long cooldown. Love that people are willing to rush the early cooldown boots just to maximize first ult, make sure that there is a quicker second ult.
Yeah. I mean, they're also good for clear for Nocturne, because, of course, your Q is so much damage for you. Not only the AoE for AoE camps as he chases Juhan off his own Raptors, but also, of course, the extra damage that you get coming through, too. So it's a huge DPS and mobility increase. Hanabi getting a little low. And that Q timing.
Stepping forward.
Got no Ignite, but...
Ignite, ticking. He's a little bit faster thanks to Summoner Spellbook, rather. Oh, wait, not Summoner Spellbook. The Summoner Spell movement speed go fast mastery. What is it called, Kobe? They fighting for his life here. Level 6. Xiaohu now just going to dash back behind the creeps.
I don't remember the name, but it's blue.
It's blue. You go fast when you cast a Summoner Spell.
We used to take it a lot on junglers, but then it got nerfed.
Yeah. And now you take it on Vladimir.
Yeah, there you go.
Send us your opinion on what the name of that mastery is.
The name?
If you know it, don't answer. I don't want to know what you know it if it actually is. I want you to tell me what you think it is if you don't know.
Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers only.
I like those ones. The names of those talents, though, are so infrequently used because everyone just remembers, you know, positions, or unless it's something that like gives you stopwatch or something, right? Yeah. Perfect timing. Wow, that's such a
stopwatch mastery. Biscuits, bone plating. Maybe the only one that I remember consistently.
All right, let's see about that level 6 timing for Wei, though. He's waiting for his camps to respawn, so this is kind of a half-hearted, you know, wait around bottom lane. He's just kind of hovering because, he's actually not hovering long enough, though, as Gala pushes up the lane.
Close to start laying down some spheres. Ming, a relatively squishy boy. He does not have Aftershock. That's going to be the handshake. They're pulling him back. Ignite ticking Wei in the area, though. Unified maybe overstaying now as he gets hooked backed in. Oh, that was not the play that he wanted in the flash while he's still burning. Now Gala on the hunt. Cleansing the exhaust. They're going to push for more. Level 6 comes in just in time off the wave. Doesn't have vision. Doesn't want to dive. Will not go for it.
Just in time to walk away. Here comes Lee Sin, though, for the answer. Juhan. Now there's no Nocturne ultimate for a counter.
Here we go.
Aha.
High stakes bot lane play. Juhan does connect the Q. He's going to go in. Lead back. Instantly already ready with the ward hop. Flash forward. That's going to be one slow Ming. Unified wants to step forward, trying to jump in. Q, where's it going to go? Oh, no. That hurts.
They're really fishing here. Bei does have level 6. Ulti.
Finish him with the ultimate. Now he gets the reset. Can go back for the Nautilus. There's absolutely no way Ming can get out of this one. He just gets to pick who he dies to.
Goodbye, my friend. It was nice knowing you.
Oh, pulled back. Will not get the hook on the Lee Sin under tower. Well played by PSG to fire back with the response on the bottom side.
Yes, this is really, really necessary money for PSG. Again, the roams from mid lane. Imperative for this bottom lane here. The first ultimates coming out of Bei, successful. And while Xiaohu does push up, get a plate, get a minion wave into the tower, very necessary for PSG to salvage those kills. Yeah. If it had been just the summoner spells and death for bottom lane and the end of the story of that one, it would be so terrible for this Kalista lane. So really, really nicely done by them to kind of salvage the situation. Not going to be the commitment to the Rift Trail because it does take so long to finish that PSG have gotten their resets off, and so RNG will be happy just to hand off the blue buff there to Xiaohu.
And that's really big, because if that play had taken another 10 seconds, RNG were already ahead of tempo. May have been enough to take the Herald. Instead, they just get a bit of vision and a handoff on the blue, so it doesn't cost them too much. At the end of the day, PSG 300 gold behind. A lot of that's just the discrepancy in CS in the top lane. Mid lane, though, also becoming a bit of a problem. Yes, Bay 1-0-1. The gold's going to be pretty close, but Xiaohu pulling very far ahead in terms of individual CS.
Yeah, that's your price that you always pay for these roams. Meanwhile,
Lee Sin can't see where he's going. The early flash over the wall. Wei just anticipating the play. I don't think it was necessary, but he wanted those tethers connected.
That's one of those ones where you want to be one step ahead of your enemy, but sometimes you're like 2 steps ahead of the enemy, and Juhan doesn't even go for it over the side, but he cut off the possibility even of that play.
Yeah.
They still get the kill, but flash used as well for Nocturne. A lot of times there, of course, you want to flash so you don't break the tether, and he was expecting a hop over the wall from Juhan.
Ultimately, he gets the kill in the end, so it's not going to hurt too bad. Nocturne more ult-reliant than flash-reliant, and has highlighted that cooldown much shorter, courtesy of the early cooldown boots itemization. Unified and Kaiwing, though, keeping the pressure up on the bottom side. 2 plates, Wei on the top side, already grabbing Herald, so now RNG need to find a way to maximize the value out of this one.
Honestly, I think it'll be very easy for them to get max value. Look at this roam bottom lane from Bay again. Was on a ward, so they know. Xiaohu, not only can he push the mini wave up this time, but they're going to be able to lay so much destruction. They actually choose not to pop it. Honestly, though, getting that much damage, and if they were able to get mid-tower super early into the game, I feel like would have huge benefits. They don't go for the call, though. Just a reset here into Iron Spike Whip for Nocturne. Can they get back to defend bottom in time?
Juhan waiting over the wall. Gala and Ming so much CC. Handshake pulls back. They don't want to overcommit here, though.
Love those interactions for those timings, and it comes from really good, Nautilus players like Ming, where throwing out the buffer timings for these hooks to make sure that you get it into the wall, but it doesn't start pulling you too early, so the handshake doesn't pull you out, and then being able to use the second half of it there to make sure you stay within safety at your turret. Just nice little support mechanics on display here. Yep. Because really the supports deserve a bigger spotlight. I swear, especially at this tournament. We have really...
It's true. We're suckers for the big moments where the Kaisas go in, the Tristanas go in, the Kalistas go in, but the supports do so much work. That said, you call it sick mechanics when the Nautilus does it or the Camille does it. I think anyone who plays against those champions calls it BS. That's my experience. That's no worse feeling than having that CC denied.
It takes a lot to not feed as a Nautilus, as we've seen throughout this tournament. So, staying alive. Every time a Nautilus stays alive, I want to hear the crowd go, "Oh!
He doesn't even have Aftershock!"
Exactly.
That's what I'm getting hyped for. All right, no dragon to be taken. Herald slowly ticking down, and as highlighted earlier, Kobe, I have to completely agree with you. Mid lane is so important. You have a Nocturne, you have an Ahri, you have so much mobility and pick potential, and setting up vision gets so easy once you break mid. For now, potential 2v2, level advantage for the side of RNG. Itemization relatively the same.
Yeah, everybody's got their pieces.
Yep.
Everybody's bringing their knives and their spoons and their pitchforks to the fight. Nobody's got a real weapon. It's just a bunch of miscellaneous things they found on the ground.
I just love the curve there.
Yeah.
You've got your wizard staff, like your Luden's Echo, most powerful relic in the world, but it builds from a book and a stick.
Yeah, honestly, the components in this game are so ridiculous, right? Like the Noon Quiver builds out of a sword and a knife, and you're like, okay, well, now you've got a quiver full of arrows.
Look, I played Minecraft and I played Rust. I'm just going to say those things don't make arrows. Yeah, that's been my experience.
You're like, I combined my dagger with my sword with my... Wait a second, now I'm a ranged champion. Okay, see ya. Nice little turn there, shopkeeper.
Yeah. There's a lot of great lore moments, but we could stand to figure out the item lore a little bit more. That's my only my feedback. Ooh, nice charm over the wall. Xiaohu, good damage. Again, Kaiwing pretty tanky. You highlighted it earlier. If that was a Lux or something else, we might have seen a one-shot champion, but base stats and a Guardian proc certainly help.
Everybody's mid. The congregation begins here as Ming helps Xiaohu push the wave in, and PSG, even with 3 members, still going to lose out on the tempo. So these types of plays are really important, though. When you have an extra member used by one team, and RNG still gets the push on mid lane, so they get to move first, they're going to come down, they cover their Rift Herald spawn, and this is where they actually wanted their money. So this is why they saved the Rift Trail. They put it all into Gala Tristana here. It's so important to unlock a Tristana early with your explosive shot, getting a lot of money. Yes, it's important as champion scales, and of course you're going to gain range as you gain all the levels, but getting the power to rotate a Tristana to blow up turrets.
Flash in. Ooh. Excellent, excellent reaction times coming out. It feels like a little bit early on the flash out from Ming. Could have waited for the darkness to come down first. Does not work out. Hanabi zooming away. Does not even want the Crimson Rush to come out there. Will just respect and back off. And credit to Bin, winning this matchup. We've seen it go both ways, as you highlighted, but he is clearly coming out on top. Massive individual lead, bullying Hanabi out of lane.
And this is to your point why. He was so confident this time around. He's like, all right, I've got it down. I've taken my notes already. Even the best teams will take their notes on these matchups. And when you win the Gwen side of this matchup early on like this, even a play like that where you know you're trading your ignites to force him out of lane, your rewards is still as much gold as a kill. Even more gold than the kill there because he got the turret plates. I believe he got a turret plate before the 14-minute mark there, and then finishes off the entire tower as well. Definitely huge play from him, even though it doesn't result in a kill. Now the map is open. Now he can get some more movement here because bottom side to bottom outer tower almost destroyed as well.
And remember that RNG, again, domestically, in the context of the LPO, we're not the kings of the early game. It was mid-game, it was late game where they came online. So the fact that they've gone through this early game at 15 minutes, building this gold lead slowly but surely, 2K in their advantage, even on kills in a quiet game, feels like it favors them so heavily as a team. That said, compositionally, the Vlad does get scarier and scarier. Vex, I feel like we might want to see more impact from very mid-game, or very strong champion in the mid-game especially. Bin, though.
He is definitely caught.
Yes. Under a tower that maybe he should not be. Ignited early just to make sure that there's nothing else for him, but he heals so much. Not enough to get a kill back in favor, but definitely sweating a little bit there.
Yeah. I wasn't sweating. 4v1 under tower. It's going to be a dragon and a mid tower in payment as well.
Not a great trade. But Bin has been slowed down, and yeah, sorry, I'm still in release Gwen mindset where she used to just she used to heal through everything.
This champion does a little bit too much. Yeah, when you see that needlework come out and the heals, everybody grouping up inside the W there though, as well to ensure that they're going to be able to get it. You also have multiple ways to drop aggro. You know, they have Vladimir, Pool available to them. So
Kalista
although PSG knew, hey, if we go top right now in our timing, we're never mind.
This man, a charm magnet, living for now, but gets popped by the bomb in the end. 2 more charges now for Xiaohu, but it doesn't look like they're going to continue to extend the play.
Yeah, so even though PSG knew they were going to give up the dragon there for that play, they opt to make this top play overload top side with 4 people to make sure they get their kill on Bin and top tower trade because they know they don't want to fight bottom side off there for RNG. So they give up the extra turret plus the dragon plus is now going to be second Rift Road after that pick on a Kaiwing in mid though. This is a lot more than PSG wanted to give up for the top play and kill on Bin that they did go for. So RNG actually going to be very happy about the Bin sacrifice.
Absolutely worth it. Bin still ahead 1v1. Mid lane tower down. Vision being pushed deeper and deeper into PSG's territory makes it that much easier for these picks to come through. And
spotted them clearing out the wards. Yeah,
that was sus. You knew they were there.
Yeah. That's just no respect. You don't respect Xiaohu's Ahri? Excuse me, Kaiwing?
He did not take notes, Kobe. He did not take notes.
Really smooth, baby. Honestly, let's get into to this bottom side play because they're chasing down Nocturne now.
Clean Ming! He's so good at it!
Telling you, the buffers with Nocturne, it's sick. I want to. Where's the crowd cheers? Oh, Nautilus lift! No way!
I mean, I'm losing it. Ming's single-handedly going to get that mechanic removed from the game.
So the first one, I thought was pretty impressive off the handshake, but it was way more telegraphed. Handshake's way longer, a lot easier to see timing on it, super easy to time on the pullback. But this one was quite impressive there too. So that's 2 times in one game, I would like to point out. And our agenda of elevating the support counterplay there and the little things from Ming's Nautilus, the moments of survival as big as the moments where you actually get the engages and the kills.
And for everybody else, you know, Nautilus, relatively squishy champion. Hold that thought. Nocturne now moving in, has been locked up, but no, perfect spell shield denies any potential CC. Oh, Xiaohu's not even going to participate. It's just a solo kill.
Yeah, and again, the little things here, the Q as you're flying in and your ult for Nocturne, you always want to Q just as you're arriving so that you get your extra AD off the buff of your Q for the arrival of your ult. Actually updates there right before you arrive, and so min-max that damage, and he actually needed all of it. You see that last auto chasing him under turret there too, by Wei. So
there it is.
We can spread the love to junglers too.
And
even though that one's definitely easier as you're flying in for Nocturne just to get the Q in.
No, you have to say that it's really skill intensive because Veti is the Nocturne.
Oh, right.
There can't be another narrative about Nocturne.
Got you, Veti.
Complex mechanical champion. Shout out to you, Veti.
Sometimes Nocturne players will just lose where they are on their map after they like fire themselves off as a missile. Like, whoa, where'd I go?
You have to steer. Imagine the ulti where you have to steer.
You see their Qs come out like backwards sometimes.
That's my favorite, actually.
Yeah, I actually love that.
The ultimate oopsie. All right, here we are.
Or is it like a, I don't need this skill shot, you know?
Ooh, is it a disrespect play? You emote and fire the Q the wrong way mid-air as you go to finish a guy off.
It's like the Ezreal Ashe or Lucian ultimates off in a random direction.
That one happens a lot more. Yeah, we can call those deliberate for sure. Here's the thing. It's a 3K gold lead. RNG right now are firmly in control of this game. There are some scaling. Vladimir is always going to be that late game threat, that big team fight threat, but Tristana is also scary late game. Gwen is also scary late game, and Nocturne is going to eliminate a lot of room that Unified would ever have to play in these fights.
Yeah, honestly, if PSG want to win one of these fights, it has to be really good AoE groupings for them. I think it's mostly on, do RNG position poorly for the fights? Because it's possible. I mean, you know, if you get one of those nice groupings for a Vex and Vladimir combination, you know, like Unified could even start off with Kalista ultimate. You know, you get the knock up into like a Lee Sin kick or something, but
here we go. Ulti in, Wei immediately backing off. The Renata ult coming through. Gala gonna auto attack Ming once, but not gonna get a lot more damage past that. Bin exhausted. Juhan, the whole team on the retreat. RNG zoning everybody away. Should be an easy pickup on the Dragon if they want to follow, but Hanabi in the area does not want to let this one go.
All right, this is going to give them the inside track for the Dragon. RNG going to push up mid lane priority first, and they use the Rift Herald to further their mid lane prio. So Ming Gala going to force PSG to stay at the tower while the rest of the team picks up Dragon. It's just Dragon number 2, but it is a nice little force there from RNG. They still get their damage from their Rift Herald. They got their mid lane prio first. It's one of these checklists that you go down, and you want to track with these top teams across the world, right? So mid lane prio first. Make sure that you get the objective by denying any possibility there for PSG.
Going out the vision as well, make sure they have control over the Baron area. Kalista Lee Sin, easy to secure that Baron if you're ever isolated on your lonesome. Good smite control with the Rend.
It's funny, you say it's easy, but the actual timing on combining a smite and a Kalista Rend is kind of hard to pull off. You know, it's still 2 different players. Yes, you're on the same team and you can communicate it. I wonder if Bei...
Speaking of timing and 2 different players pulling it off, it looks like Ben and Xiaohu on the same page here. They're just going to walk in. Ben going to tank that one up, and Bei forced to flash away there. Gets the...
Yeah, I thought he was actually going to be able to pull it off without even forcing his flash. He had a good use of his stopwatch there, and then had fear as soon as he came out of it too. So almost was able to save another cooldown, another summoner. And the Vex can pull off the big combos without flash for the team fights, but you do have to be so good with your ulti.
It's also really hard because... Oh, hold that thought. Jungler rooted up, knocked down. Ulti coming in from Wei, but he's holding on to it for now. He just uses it to retreat, leveraging the darkness. Now there's a Vex caught in the middle of the team. The hook goes a little bit wide as Bei zooms out to safety just in time. Bin now focusing on Kaiwing. Kaiwing completely isolated. Not going to handshake anything. Hanabi, the next target. The rest of PSG on the retreat. Trying as a 3-man unit to make their way out, but the bomb is ticking on Hanabi. He'll heal up from the ult, but it is not enough. RNG control on the top side. Jungle can set their sights on this Baron.
Ming was just surprised to receive that present. He was like, whoa, there's a Lee Sin right in front of my face. Hello, sir. Hooks him right in. Gala gets the kill. RNG Massacre. They get the Baron. That is going to be cleaned up so quickly. Honestly, let's see. There's only 2 outer towers even left on the map for them to pick up with this Baron, but Xiaohu wants to get a pick first.
Oh, this is the have your cake, eat it too play, where you could just be a Baron, you could just be recalling, but you're gonna fish for that kill on Unified. I respect it. Doesn't work out. Unified makes it out of that one.
And they don't even want to give up any minions too. Those minions were about to get to their tower, Daniel. A couple minions die. That's extra experience, extra gold going into the dirt. So they go get the mid wave, force that Kalista off. They don't even allow PSG to push while they're taking the objective. Anyways, here it is. Lee Sin hops over. Ming says, hello, sir. Thank you for arriving, and I will feed you right to Gala. He's happy to pick that one up. And then Nocturne ultimate down, just jumps out. Spell shields the fear, so Bei now has no fear, is at 50% life. They can go for the chase down, they know. Bin topside, able to ward off everybody else, so Hanabi's left by himself. And even though you're Vladimir, his pool timing ends right as the explosion comes up. So Gala's able to get the explosive kill right there too, and all of a sudden this Tristana's almost up to Infinity Edge, and you're just contemplating every action you've taken in your life up to this point.
And the thing is, Hanabi was about 50, 60 life, maybe 100 life away from dying instantly there, just between the combo of the fear and the knockback from the buster shot. So it doesn't get easier for the Vladimir. He has to build damage at this point. He doesn't really have the luxury of building his Zanyas or building defensively, because you're not going to win a fight if you are not doing enough damage to kill everybody on RNG.
Exactly. It's a one-shot or be one-shot type of life here that they have to live. You have to go all into damage to try and pull out a kill. Maybe you can pull off a combo onto Gala or something in the back line. It's getting very difficult, though, because stuff like Guardian Angel are coming in. There's been a spell shield on Xiaohu for a long time. It was the second item rush there for the Ahri, so he can go for more aggressive picks. And it does give you opportunity to jump in on Vex, knowing that you have spell shield for the fear opportunity. Kaiwing, everybody else backs off, even though he just pops the Shurelya's speed. Bin walks away. No harm, no foul there. And objective bounties have arrived. That means the game is telling you, you're in trouble. Let me give you a little help here.
Certainly are. Wei going. Oh, Wei. He's taking everything. PSG can have nothing. This is maximum min-maxing.
Take from them everything.
Give nothing back?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I didn't even know the rest of it. Thank you for completing.
That's fine. I love accidentally quoting Pirates of the Caribbean.
I didn't know the other part came before that or after it, so...
I don't remember.
I'm going to say that was flawless execution.
Yeah, we have approximate knowledge of many things, Kobe. The names of runes that aren't primary runes.
I personally just want to see some more Hexgate gaming going on. To me, those are the funniest parts of these maps. I'm glad that we've gotten another Hexgate map here. Take me to Piltover, baby.
Yeah. Let's go. Zooming through.
I love the one where RNG lined up like a bunch of little ducklings earlier in the group stage. And they're like waiting their turn patiently. Everybody queue up. You know you mess it up. It's so funny. If one person messes up, like you double click on the gate, it shuts off. It's like, excuse me, be patient. Calm down, sir. You do not get to use Hex technology here. Jace is a fickle
yeah, dude, this man is not about sharing. He's like, no.
It's like, calm down.
You treat it with respect. Don't mash that keyboard. Someone who might be mashing their keyboard right now, Bei. Goes into the Zanyas, buys himself a bit more time to kick back, but sadly the root flawlessly timed from Xiaohu means Bei has no way out of this one.
Well, your only way out is back to the fountain, and that is...
That's not a hex gate that takes you there.
That is not a hex gate that takes you there, no. Not a first class X gate, no. Meanwhile, it's gonna be the siege, Daniel. 1-3-1. I've seen the end of these tales. It's Tristana at the front gate, so Tristana always wins these the races. Explosive shot explodes. The inhibitor is gonna be soon to follow.
Yeah, this is PSG in their own little Helm's Deep, but Gandalf ain't coming, boys. No holding the line on this one. RNG relentless here. Gala. It's 3 items. It's 27 minutes. There is nothing you can do without full committing onto this man, and if you do, a Nocturne will be on top of you in an instant.
Show me the book then. Show me the book upgrade. Let's see it. He's got 5 stacks on the ring already. The Dark Seal is ready, itching to be upgraded.
He's just a big Arcane fan. He went for the Hextech Alternator instead. You know, can't knock it. Loves the gate technology.
There should be items that have interactions with the rifts. You know, like, the hex gate, the alternator should be like, okay, now you can take hex gates either way.
Or it
the
charges, it instantly removes the cooldown when you go through, so it just encourages you to play like an absolute psycho.
Or like it gets an extra connection. You can connect 2 hex gates.
Or if someone double clicks it and it breaks, you can sell your Hextech alternator to the hex gate to fix it. That's my pitch. Is it the most worthless 1,200 gold you'll ever spend? Yes, maybe. But I assume that serves some sort of purpose outside of killing people. I assume that wasn't just made to like do extra damage. I don't know what alternators do in real life, but I don't think it's...
I honestly think the first one I said, like where you could use the base ones either direction, are kind of cool. Because
I like
then like you could assault the enemy base by going into it with their own hex gates.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what the hex technology is really for.
I like it.
Hex assault. New item.
There it is. New game mode.
Honestly, it'll end the games quicker too. So I'm down for anything that ups game pace.
Dude, this is the best job interview for a design team I've ever heard. Is anyone else listening to this? You're out here.
Wow, you have not heard many of those.
It's the first one I've heard too, so by default it's also the best. You're just out here. You're just spitting facts, ideas left and right.
This is one of those ones where you throw everything at the wall.
Yeah.
See what sticks.
Yep. That charge
By the way,
stick.
if you know the backstory to Zach's sound,
I do.
Animation said that's also what they did.
Yep.
Just throw it against the wall.
Yep. Xiaohu, waiting. Ming, gonna throw a hook against something. It might be a wall, might be a champion. Find out.
Baron down.
Taking their time. Ooh, Nocturne to deny all the vision. Renata not gonna amount to much. 2 people knocked up by Ming's ultimate as he hooks back into safety. Almost activates the hex gate, but flashes over the wall. This is RNG taking a Baron. It was not uncontested, but it was cleanly taken. Using the Nocturne ult to deny vision.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
You always want to focus on marking the enemy jungler. You know, going to be a big part of Ming's duty. Gala could get over there as well. Hey, we got a little mini version. That was 3 of them. I love it when it's the entire team lining up, but we get a little peek there. I like it. The synergy. 3 little hexlings.
If you're wondering why we're talking so much about Hextech technology, it's because 1, Arcane favorite show, obviously.
Yeah.
2,
keep your eyes peeled for season 2 coming in what, like years? I don't know.
Years, I don't know the date. Not trying to sell.
But keep your eyes peeled the whole time.
Peeled, people. Ready, on the edge of your seat, any moment. Who knows?
You're gonna need eye drops.
Certainly
it's gonna
are.
be a while.
And you're not going to need to wait too long for RNG to end this game. This has been slow, it has been controlled, it has been clinical from RNG. This is a 10-kill game at 30 minutes. RNG are not giving up anything.
Is now the time that we call back to 2016 where RNG threw a 17,000 gold lead where they had 3 inhibitor lead against CLG? PSG, that could be you.
Hook goes in. PSG, is this their time? Ben already in the midst of their entire team. Nocturne ult now coming out, kicking back. Gala kicked into the team, but nobody can see that he's out of position because of the darkness. Oh, and that's going to be at least in a lot of energy. Hanabi stepping forward, but there is nothing left. RNG will not throw this one away, but maybe Bay finding an engagement on the backside. It's a decent Renata ult. Unified still standing, but no, there's just too much damage. They're just beating them with their wallets. RNG will take the game, moving up to 2-1.
All right, the hope for the revenge matches of our first 3 today now turns to Buffalo. Can the Buffalo upset one of the Pool 1 seeds going against T1?